There are some programs that we do that are more fun than others, some that are more serious, some that are probably not age appropriate for small children. This show, at least the opening segment, is probably one of them. So if you have small children in the room who you do not want to have hear discussions about marriage and about human sexuality and the role of gender in a marriage, then I would suggest you either tape this and watch it later or whisk the children out of the room. My wife and I and our 4 young sons, ages 7 to 11, were watching the Olympics the other night, having a blast watching if my memory is correct, it was the luge, is that what you call it, where they're going really fast on those sleds. It was really impressive. And then we cut to a commercial break, and we see this.
Like the old love, the new love starts with a kiss. Like the old success, the new success still takes hard work. Like the old family, the new family has its own nicknames and special pancakes. Like the old youth, the new youth are still surprising us. Like the old community, the new community still keeps us connected.
There she is.
Because when you know what you stand for, you know where you're going. A whole new lineup for a whole new world.
Impala.
The new us, like the old us, is built on the things that matter most. Chevrolet, find new roads.
My wife and I were so shocked and so outraged. This one segment, right after the kiss of the heterosexual couple, now it's this, an African-American clergyman with a stole and these 2 happy guys. It's one thing for the courts to force this stuff on us, because the fact of the matter is that in the vast majority of states where the people have spoken through their elected officials or through referendums on constitutional amendments in their state, they have resoundingly said marriage is between a man and a woman. And Chevy, betting the farm, sets out in its commercial to redefine the family, but to ambush Americans. We're in our living room. We're having a fun time talking about sports and about self-discipline and about how you have to work hard to get good at something. And then our sons are seeing an image of 2 men and a false clergyman getting married. We take the raising of our children very seriously. I'm sure that you do too if you have small children or grandchildren. And there are things that it's simply not age appropriate for them to see. They don't have the intellectual tools. They don't have the background to understand the onslaught of evil that is happening. And we try and keep them from it. But what Chevy did is unconscionable. They betrayed American families who are teaching their children the Christian faith, who are teaching them what marriage means, what family means. And Chevy basically said to those parents, to hell with you and with your sacred beliefs and how you are going to raise your children. Because we're going to use the lighting and the images and the happy feel-good music and the rich narrator voice to communicate to your children that this also is what a family is, because we say so, because that big colorful screen on the wall says so. I am asking you to boycott Chevy and to let them know that you are going to boycott them until they pull the ad. There's actually 2 ads. They pull both ads, and that they apologize to American families for having betrayed their trust. There is an unspoken and pseudo-legal with FCC regulations, but there's an unspoken agreement between advertisers and the buying public that we're not going to deliberately set out to offend your family. All right, especially with our major corporations. I mean, GoDaddy has a reputation for being offensive, for being lewd, for being lascivious, but we did not expect Chevrolet, a division of General Motors, GM. I guess that's the new thing. They were GM, General Motors, then they became GM Government Motors. Now maybe they're GM Gay Motors. Anyway, we did not expect for Chevrolet, a division of General Motors, to set out to have a political agenda, an ethical agenda that is adverse, at conflict with literally 2,000 years of Christian history and thousands of years of world history before that. We didn't have the slightest clue that Chevy was going to open up a front of war. Chevy, if you want to bet the farm that the average American family is going to continue to do business with you, the average American family that believes that marriage should be between a husband and a wife, the average American family that thinks that you, Chevrolet, are going to protect the values that made America great, if you think that you can suddenly make war on them and mock them, you want to bet the farm on that? Very well, we accept. I challenge you, Chevy, double down. Let's see if there's enough government money to bail you out when people just say, we're not going to buy. So friend, I encourage you, contact your local Chevy dealer, contact Chevrolet, go online, get in a live chat, and let them know that you will not buy another Chevy product until they pull the ads and they apologize. This is the voice of resistance